Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on Bullfrog Creatives for yet another broadcast of College Rodeo 101. Listen, I'm in an actual office. I am not in my kitchen, and I feel like my parents are going to come back. My parents took my children camping this week. So it's like a whole new world. I have discovered a whole new world now. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, listen, my kids have run through every broadcast pretty much screaming and or crying or tattling to some extent since we started in May. So I'm really happy to, I don't know, I feel all this freedom now. It's kind of weird. I went to lunch. It's a new day, I feel like. So listen, thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to work on trying to pull this up on my phone so I don't miss any Facebook comments. And I'm real excited. I'm going to learn something new today because I've been dated. There is a new rodeo program in the Big Sky region that apparently is not so new. Who knew? At the University of Providence in Great Falls, Montana. So I'm super happy to welcome our guest today, Mr. Sylvan Lacrosse, and he is the rodeo coach up there in Great Falls. So Sylvan, thank you so much for joining us. I greatly appreciate your time. I appreciate your efforts. I know you're real busy right now, but I know that this is a big week for you because you are at the National High School Finals. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. It's pretty cool to be down here and not only be a college coach recruiting, but also out there fighting bulls to keep a lot of them guys safe. So it's pretty fun to watch Team Montana live. Heck
yeah. What a great opportunity for you. So that's something I did not know. Man, I'm learning all sorts of things today. Something I did not know. I didn't realize that you were a bullfighter. So listen, my son wants to be a bull rider. So I pray every day that doesn't happen, but I'm real thankful for you guys if it does.
Yeah, no, get ready. You can send him on up to me and we'll keep him going in the right direction.
No. I'm working real hard at steer wrestling or I don't know, something that does not involve bulls.
Oh, well.
I'm not going to lie.
You got to throw a little danger in there.
No, I do not. He wants to. He jumps off everything. So I feel like I'm not going to have a choice pretty quick.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get to the good stuff. So we already kind of talked about where the University of Providence is located. And off camera, I already asked you about the name, but I'm going to have you, if you would, talk to me a little bit about the school and talk to me a little bit about maybe where the name came from. And I guess talk a little bit about Great Falls, what the community is like, and just give us a little bit of kind of a feel of the town.
Yeah, so we are the University of Providence. We just changed our name from the University of Great Falls about 4 years ago. The school was founded early on in the 1900s by the Sisters of Providence. And if any of you guys are familiar with the West Coast Providence Healthcare, they are kind of our mothership in a sense and founded with us. So they're a big supporter of our program, as well as through them, we have now created the School of Health Professions, which is a great program now that we can take nurses and get them a degree and a job pretty much as soon as they graduate. So it's pretty awesome. We are located right there in Great Falls, same campus. Campus is maybe 5 minutes from one side to the other. Pretty small 4-year private Catholic university. We're open to everybody. And with that, the community is pretty involved. The rodeo team is starting to gain more ground within the community. We've been around for about 11 years now, I believe. Dick Lyman did start the program then. Him and I traded positions last year. So last year was my first year as the head coach, swapping and taking over all the paperwork. And it's been good. With him still owning Jacob's Rodeo Company, we have all the stock we need to make sure every practice happens and you get the best that you can get.
Perfect. So you talked to me a little bit about the nursing program. What are some other academic programs that students can look for at the University of Providence?
So we are a liberal arts university. So therefore we have accounting, business, your biology, chemistry, sciences, criminal justice, education, and now we have a lot more exercise science and variations within the health department. So not a ton of different majors, but some great majors and small class sizes. the best thing is that the biggest class size is right about 20 to 22. The teachers know who you are. They know what you're doing, and probably more than you want them to know. But the good thing is that we are about 80 to 85% student athletes on campus. So we really can work with teachers about when we're on the road throughout every level of sports, and be able to make that a lot more enjoyable for those students.
Great. So I basically ask the same questions every time. Talk to me a little bit about campus life, and then also I know some colleges have some restrictions as far as where freshmen can live when they come in. Do y'all have that? Talk to me about dorms and maybe some, do you have meal plans and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so like I said, we're a pretty small community on campus. Most of the kids are paired up with students from other sports as well. So the roommate situation varies across the board between wrestlers, the soccer players, volleyball, basketball. We've got everybody kind of across. We also have hockey as well. So it's a good variety of just sports in general. And each kid, they're pretty supportive of every program. We have a lot of students on our team that go to a lot of different games throughout the year. And it's big support across the board there. The freshmen are in traditional dorms. The 2 to a dorm share the bathroom down the hallway. Full meal plans that are there so they can make sure they have everything. And then once you're a sophomore, junior, senior, you can go into the bigger kind of apartment style living with 3 bedrooms and a shared kitchen bathroom. So some of that might look a little different. The school is in process with how we're getting everybody back, but we opted to start school a week early, and we'll start on the 24th this year. And taking the precautions now to get everybody ready to come back to campus.
Perfect. So I'll ask you some more questions about what you know about the Big Sky region as far as the season after we talk about your program in particular. So, because I do have lots of questions. I'm really interested on how the different regions are going to be moving forward. And I have a feeling that Big Sky will be different than West Coast, than Central Rocky. Like, I feel like everybody's going to kind of do it a little bit differently. So let's talk more specifically about your rodeo program in particular. Talk to me about the practice facility.
Yeah, so since I do a lot of events in and around Great Falls, as far as the rodeo side goes, I've gained a really good connection with the fairgrounds manager, and currently we do practice at the fairgrounds right in the middle of town. The students are allowed to stall horses there during our practice seasons. So it works out really good that they can come in and be right in the middle of town and take 10 minutes from campus to there. They do have to full care for their horses, so they need to get up, get over there and get everything fed and cleaned up. But it's worked out really great. We did that this fall. We were in the outdoor pen, and then for the couple weeks that we did practice, we were in the indoor pavilion, and it just makes it a lot nicer when it's right there in town. Dick, his stockyard is just down the road, so the cattle get there sooner. It's a lot easier on those kids, and practices are a lot shorter without having to drive. So that's really good. Yeah, we practice Monday through Thursday. A lot of dummy work on Monday usually with some limited cattle runs, and then it's live cattle Tuesday, Wednesdays. Bucking practice is kind of in there dependent upon when we can get pickup men in there. Mm-hmm. And Thursday's kind of a catch all day and get ready to pack up, because we usually leave Friday mornings for our competitions.
Definitely. So you guys, similar, I went to Powell for 2 years, and then I went to the University of Montana, and both locations was a long trip every weekend, unless it was your home rodeo. So y'all are kind of in that same boat.
In a sense, like our farthest ones, of course, is Glendive and Miles City at 5-6 hours. Cody's right about 5. So we kind of have a good shot where we're 3 hours from most of them, and Havre is real easy to get to. So we've got it, I think, probably the best out of everybody.
Yeah, that's funny. Havre is not real easy for anybody else to get to.
No. So it works out really good for us.
Yeah.
We leave that later in the morning. The kids go to a couple classes. We go up, grab lunch, and get ready to rodeo.
Yeah, that's funny. So I remember, I think it must have been my sophomore year and my second year in Powell. We left early because we didn't want to, we just wanted to kind of take our time. And by the time we got to Havre, I'm pretty sure there was 4 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's always a question up there.
Yeah, so then we were there, and then we were like, I wonder if there's even going to be a rodeo now. So you always got to worry about the snow in the Big Sky region.
Yes, luckily Havers got the indoor now, so that's a lot better off. I remember rodeo, and we had to move it to Chinook because Havers rodeo was swamped out. So we went to Chinook, and it was still sleeting and hailing on us there. So that was cold back then.
I think that was also the year they had billy goats to tie, which
I wouldn't doubt it.
made me feel like what my mama used to say. Back in my day, we used to tie billy goats. So I got a taste of it. It was a real goat tying that day.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Listen, you already talked a little bit about boarding horses. Now, am I to assume that there's no cost for your students to board their horses there, or is there a cost?
There is a cost. It's pretty minimal. I'm working that in to try and make that better on the students' end with the lease agreement and everything. So it's getting better every year. Hopefully we can wrap that all into one eventually within the next year or so. But it's pretty minimal cost. And then if the kids want to keep a horse there during the winter and go to some of the winter series or the barrel races there in town, there are outside locations with full care to take care of that too. A lot of the kids are from the area, and we have great hay connections, so we don't have to worry about that. And then when we're on the road, we take care of all expenses except for the stalls and entry fees, of course. So the kids are well taken care of when we go down the road. We take them in a caravan, and if somebody's pickup breaks down, there's somebody behind them to get them down the road at least.
Yeah, perfect. I think the one thing that, it may be similar with other sports, but I think the one thing that is super unique to college rodeo and rodeo in general is that it is just a real large family, and no matter where you go, somebody's got your back for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we did have a couple girls that ran into an owl on the way to Glendive last year, so we had to fix the windshield when we got to Glendive, but it was a pretty unique experience.
Dang, that would mess up a windshield.
Yeah, the middle of the day too. It was pretty crazy.
Geez Louise. Can't say I've ever done that. I mean, I've run into a lot of things, but I have not run into an owl. So listen, let's talk about what college rodeo is going to look like in Montana or in the Big Sky region this fall.
So what's it been, about 2 weeks ago, the coaches got together on a phone conference. We talked that everybody that's hosting one this fall should be set to go. As far as guidelines from the schools and everything, we're kind of all based under the same understanding as far as temperature checks and whatnot. Each school's still waiting on their own specific details, but at this moment, we're all still planning to move forward. I think it does help that Montana has had high school rodeos as well as the amateurs with the NRAs that are going on and a few pro rodeos. So it's kind of able to work off of those guidelines to host events and for our students to be safe in those environments.
So we're not going to get political, but I know I've got some family up in Montana. It seems like, and actually we just made a trip to Montana early June. It seems like numbers are still fairly low in the state. And so I think some of these outdoor events are still able to go through and still able to happen. So I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah.
I mean, we just went to masks everywhere. From what I hear, I've been on the road for a week now, so it's news to me in a sense, but that's supposedly what's going on up there. I know at school we are going to have them at least for the first bit, and check-ins will be different. So we're definitely taking, with us being underneath Providence Healthcare, we're going to take the extreme measures to make sure these kids are safe when they do get to campus.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure that it looks different now than it did before. What are the fall rodeos?
So now we actually just switched them up this year. They've been about the same for 100 years, I'm sure, but we just switched them up. We'll go to Cody the following weekend after Labor Day, and then the following weekend after that, we'll go to where did we decide? Dillon, and then to Glendive, and then finish up in Havre. So if there is 4 foot of snow, we'll still be in there, but it's going to be the first weekend in October. But the past 2-3 years, we've rodeoed in Dillon for the last weekend. And we woke up last year to 3 inches of snow on what would have been the short round had we not pushed it to the night before. So we've been playing in the snow the last few years.
Well, that's probably a good choice. I mean, if there's a good indoor in Havre, then at least you'll have that option. And if it doesn't snow, then you'll have a good outdoor arena option too.
Yeah, it's just battling with the high, the winds up there on the high line.
Yes, for sure. So, Sylvan, is there anything else you'd like to add for, oh gosh, let me ask the good stuff. I got a little note here on the side.
Oh, good.
Are you done recruiting for this upcoming season? And if you're not, or if you are even, do you have any other scholarship money or any funds available for those students that maybe have waited a little bit longer?
No, I'm still recruiting. Going on. The COVID deal has kind of hit us pretty hard as far as, mom and dads have lost jobs, got to go somewhere different for affordability. But we really have a great program. That's one thing I do want to bring up is we have what's called the Loan Repayment Assistance Program, and it's free of charge. Our school enrolls students if they sign the dotted line when they get there. They graduate in 4 years. This program will actually help you pay off your student loans on a bracketed system if you get paid less than $43,000 a year when you graduate. So it's a great program. On average, at $27,000 a year, if you were to get paid that, they would almost pay 75% of your student loans off at that point. So
wow, that is a great program.
Yeah.
So I assume
incredible.
also that y'all participate. Now, I don't even know if this is still a thing, but I assume it is the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program.
So we do not. Yeah, we don't, because we are a private school. We're not state funded at all. So we do work with a little different deals. Our scholarships are differently set up, where I'll offer you a rodeo scholarship, but then you'll also get an athletic scholarship in a sense. So they kind of come from two different pools. They'll still be all a rodeo scholarship in the sense, but they have to kind of come from two different areas. But I have plenty of dollars to keep working with, and they're growing every year. So that's been great. And our size limit for the team is right now about 15 to 20 kids. So we're always looking to grow some more. I dang sure don't want to be like Andy down there in Bozeman and have 60 of them, but if we can get close to 30, that'd be great.
I feel like that's a lot of kids to keep an eye on.
I don't know how he does it, and I don't envy him one bit for doing that.
It's a great program. Don't tell anybody I said that.
No.
I'm kind of a Grizz at heart,
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a great program. Listen, one other question that I had, somebody messaged me, is that they're looking at some colleges, I believe in Mississippi, and they actually have a cap on out-of-state students that they can have on their team. Do you guys have anything like that?
No, we don't. We have quite a few out-of-staters, as well as a lot of international kids within our campus. So we're open to anybody and everybody. And that's the best thing is we've got kids from across the seas, that are playing soccer and different sports there.
Oh, cool.
So we're wide open to everybody, and we're welcome to everybody with open arms. It's probably one of the most family-friendly schools I've ever been a part of, or have seen on the road anyways, that everybody takes care of each other. We've got an academic success center that will take care of students should they struggle at any point. We've got free tutors, different ways for them to take testing, and exams, stuff like that. So it's a really great opportunity with a lot of help there to help kids do the best that they can.
Great. That sounds awesome. So I really appreciate your time. If you do not have anything else to add, I'll do a little sign off and talk about what we have coming up. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I don't. Just if you guys want to get a hold of me, you can call me, I guess, with a posted number, if we'll do that, or my number is 406-855-2184. You can call me there. Come talk to me. We do have a lot of scholarship opportunity available. Always looking for new kids, experienced or not. We've got a lot of kids that are pretty green, but we take them on and do the best we can, as well as getting other clinicians in to do that so they can learn from some of the top guys in the game, and just be there to have fun. We're restructuring a lot of things within the team, and it's a great bonding set that we have now. And kids are there to help out and practice, and they're getting better every year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Everybody, we did have a pretty decent crowd watching live. No questions, but at least we're getting eyeballs. So the important thing is for us to get that information out there. Sylvan, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. For everybody that did watch live, appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure and share, tag people if you know, even now at this point, seniors that haven't signed or have been interested in college rodeo, juniors that are just getting started, make sure you share this page with them. We do have some more stuff coming up and hoping to grow some of the other things that we're doing. Also looking to put all this information in one handy little download. Still a work in progress. So again, if you are watching live, thank you. If you are rewatching this, we appreciate you also. Be sure to post any questions that you have, and message me if you have questions and you don't want to post them on the page. I will share Sylvan's contact information. I'll just put it in the comments. And then I would also suggest to, if y'all are looking at going to college, but you are waiting for me to highlight the one college that you're looking for, let me know what school you're looking at. I have a couple of more on my schedule, and I'm constantly reaching out to coaches to see if they want to join or if they want to share their information. Next week, we're going to go where it's a little bit warmer than I think. We're going to head down to California and talk to the Mr. Ben Londo at Cal Poly and get some information about his program. If you are looking at another college and you want information about that program, please just message me. If you are a coach and you have not been on this broadcast, listen, it's not for everybody else. It's for you. So give me a holler and let's talk about what you have to offer. I'm getting a lot of really good feedback from coaches and from students, coaches that are real interested in what other coaches are doing. I think that's the best way. What's that saying? Metal sharpens metal. So if you want to be better, you got to look at all the other ones that are doing better. So get your program out here and let's talk about it. And let's see if we can't help you do a little bit of recruiting. Again, Sylvan, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know you, now that I know that you are also fighting bulls, you have a very busy week ahead of you. Stay safe and have fun if you would.
I will. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Heidi. And I appreciate it. Any high school kids that are down here, make sure you come find me. I'll be at the Rough Stock Inn, kind of poke my head in the time event and off and on, but message me on Facebook or something if you guys want to meet up, and I'll dang sure make some time to do that with you. We're in the middle of laundry now, and it's a packed house in here, so had to run outside to do this, but I appreciate you having us on, Heidi.
Yeah, your laundry is gonna be wet on the table because somebody kick your stuff out.
No, not yet. I made sure I threw it in the dryer before we got here, so we should be good.
Good call. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So next week, we're going to catch Mr. Ben Londo. And after that, I don't know, hit me up. If you're a coach, like I said, reach out to me and let's get some information out about your program. And yeah, thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys next week.